那
That's not the way to the crypt.
哈，不能逛，坚持要去地下室。
No, not before I find out what's making my wall cave in.
坚持要去地下室，好吧。Tree 乔昂森的树还在风暴里抗争。啊，乔昂森小时候种的树长大了呢。是因为角度的关系吗？我怎么觉得这个教堂好像比之前的大？所以应该是角度的关系。 裂缝就在地下室正上方，原因肯定是在这很像。就右边这边啊，这边当初那时候就有一只老鼠跑进去，我就觉得很奇怪，为什么这边会有个没办法调查的玩意儿？拉许的给我的雕像，不可以像阿道夫斯一样吸引很多人。如果不是因为干旱和风暴的话
Rashid was right. People love to believe in miracles. The reason most people come to Kingsbridge now is for Philip's sermons. He tells them what they need to hear. He gives them hope. That definitely wasn't here before. The cause of the instability must be down here. This is the spot. Let's find out what the real problem is.
对，现在后面到底是
The old wall here, or what's behind it?
后面一定有东西，我是觉得后面如果是空的话，一定有藏什么东西，要不然没必要做成这样。
Here we go. Dear God. These stones, they've been removed before. Whoever put them back just added some mortar on top of the stones to hide the fact that they were removed. The tile at the bottom was completely loose.
What does that mean?
I think it was an entrance.
An entrance? To where?
That's what we'll find out.
Careful now.
啊！
You've
乔拉
got
生
the
命
whole
光头
east
啦！
wall on top of you. Jack?
Jack?
I'm all right. I just hit my head. It's dark in here. There's a whole room here.
A chamber!
I'll get a torch.
Philip, I'll get it. You stay here.
沙都是沙子，房间部分应该已经坍塌了。诶，棺材该不会真正的，该不会那个遗体真正的遗体在这里面吧？墓碑，喝水用的木头杯子，这我觉得是很长，跟棺材一样。刷子，那是什么？看起来像个刷子。
It's made of leather. It's
对啊，无
it's
法
a
避免的
whip.
光头，好可怜啊！
What is that doing here?
乔拉森还是变成光头了。
Is that a coffin? Oh, there's sand everywhere. Huh? It's a bed.
啊，是床啊！有人住在这儿，
There's a bed in here.
是表示有人睡在这儿是吧？
Jonathan, we need that torch.
鞭子跟床，
What's a whip doing here? Who slept here? That's not wood. It's metal. Gold, even.
I have the torch.
All right, come in here. Should be safe. Did you know about this place?
No. No, I did not. I've seen this chalice before.
这不是
When I was very young.
当初偷走
It's the chalice of the Eucharist from Kingsbridge Cathedral.
这对啊，那是他们当初诬陷他父亲偷走那个圣杯啊，超那个的。
Cuthbert told me about it. They said it was stolen.
他们把它藏在这里。
And melted down. I know. Mother told me. They also said it was my father who did it.
Did they?
So he's innocent then?
He must be.
And whoever hid the chalice is responsible for his death. They hanged him in Shiring for stealing this chalice. But it was here all along.
他为什么要害死他父亲？
The whip. It belonged to Prior James.
但是他有什么理由害他父亲？
I was afraid of it when I first visited Kingsbridge with Francis and Abbot Peter. Even the look of it scared me.
James. Maybe it was him. I think I saw him during the night of the fire in the cathedral. When the old cathedral burned down. There was a man in the fire. His shoulders were bloody, as if he had chastised himself.
It is you! By God and the devil!
He told me that he had sinned, that he had done something to me. Perhaps because I looked like my father.
So he confessed for framing your father while he hid the cup here?
But it couldn't have been James you saw. James died weeks before the fire.
棺材是
Did he?
空的啊，
You said they never
没看到
found his
尸体
body.
啊，重点是空的是
Maybe
空的啊。
he hid down here. Maybe that's why the bed's here.
Wait,
他就假死，然后一直躲在下面呢、
you were in the burning cathedral.
啊哈，
What were you doing there?
啊哈，好吧，这时候我是觉得还是承认比较好。这时候再否认，我是觉得否认下去也大家拢大汉啊，有时候是时候该承认自己是时候该承认自己的过错了。对啊，都大人了，都是大人了，该承担的事情还是要承担。
And then I told
有
Philip
时候
what
该
I'd
承
done.
担的事情还是得承担。
He just looked at me and didn't say anything.
所以詹姆斯从那时候就假死，然后一直躲在下面。他为什么要假死？菲利普小时候很害怕詹姆斯院长的鞭子，第一次见到这条鞭子是他的彼得院长。彼得院长谁啊？我知道彼得应该是他那个，应该是他兄弟，他弟弟，还应该是弟弟吧？来金斯布里奇的时候，当他父母遇害是，彼得是收了他们的那个，是彼得院长收了他和法兰西斯。多年以后，詹姆斯院长觉得已经长大成人的菲利普应该有机会掌管自己的修道院，森林里的圣约翰。每当菲利普来到金斯布里奇的仁爱修会，总会想起第一次见到那条鞭子那一天。彼得院长并不赞同以痛苦实现救赎的想法，但詹姆斯院长相信只有透过自我惩戒，才能使灵魂摆脱肉体带来的罪恶。这个，这是什么的那个自虐 play 吗？抖音的 play 吗？当院长告诉菲利普，他相信詹姆斯院长在教堂起火时，那天没被烧死的时候，菲利普想起几周前唱诗班，因为好像听到地下室有人在抽打自己而不敢去唱歌的事。 所以到现在其实还没死。所以一直到几周前，詹姆斯都还没死。会他们听到真的是詹姆斯，可能詹姆斯的确藏在地下室的密室里，但为什么？哇，在这边躲那么久，真强哎！此时在伯爵城堡。我操！肥成这样啊
What do you want?
Do you think it is wise to resign yourself to gluttony at times like these, while your people starve on the streets of Shiring?
Don't play the saint. You promise them miracles. And you make them pay. But your miracles never work out, do they?
God works in ways that we cannot comprehend.
My mother cannot walk. You failed. Again.
我的椅子都快塌了吧
What do you want?
I came about a book.
The Bible again.
No. Philip of Gwynedd wrote it. And the church is displeased. Bishop Henry was enraged. This is our chance, William.
Your chance, you mean? If you need forces, talk to Walter or Ugly. I don't care. I built your fucking cathedral. I'm done.
It's not just about Philip. It's about Aliena and her family.
Don't mention that name.
But have you not heard? King Stephen and Maud's son just signed a peace treaty.
I don't care.
You should care.
I said I don't. Now leave and don't come back unless I
沃
ask
鲁到
for
现
it.
在还想乱呢、他是怎样？哇，
Where's my wife?
They've not returned yet, Lord William.
心胸那么狭窄，到现在还想乱。
Then get me a whore. Now!
沃伦真的到现在还想乱，都什么时候了，还在那边，还在那边想着要乱，我、天哪！还真亏他是神职者哎，能记仇记这么久，记仇记这么久，还亏当还可以当教主啊！经过史蒂芬和莫德之间长达15余年的内战，英格兰处于史无前例的分裂状态。在瓦林福德的一场决战后，莫德女王的儿子亨利2世和史蒂芬达成了休战协议。该协议稍后在温彻斯特和威斯敏斯特签订。按照协议，史蒂芬继续担任国王，而亨利2世为其继承人。协议中还强调，凡是在史蒂芬执政期间颁布的土地决策，应立即收回，并恢复至亨利1世统治时的状态。这表示夏朗伯爵之位重新回到巴萨罗姆的后人手中，这不属于汉雷姆家族。但有谁敢跟威廉汉雷姆对着干？有啊，国王啊！你国王真的要一出手，你汉雷姆家还不是照样把你打成弱智？我觉得沃伦真的是乱，他也算是个乱原子。这个风暴太夸张了吧？这飓风了吧？这个。 应该对啊，下一关就直接玩幻想传奇，这应该能在下礼拜应该就能结束。
I am sorry for intruding, but I must ask you for shelter. I was on my way from the Fleece Fair in Winchester to Kingsbridge and got caught in the storm.
Nasty, isn't it?
Yes. And it's getting worse and worse.
对啊，没什么变化蛮小的。
Thank you for your hospitality.
虽然他现在几岁，我只知道内战打了15年。
Someone help me!
啊哈。
Please! I need help!
外面有人大叫，有人在哭，为什么没人帮忙？有问题。我不能这样做，是不可以。
I'm hurt!
这是石头吗？我都快看不见。
Hello? Oh dear, are you hurt?
My horse! It fell! I can't move!
Take my hand! We'll get you inside!
现在应该差不多30左右吧，我猜的啦。
We'll only be here until it's safe to leave. We won't bother you.
内战打了15年，然后内战开始之前好像13岁。
I'm Aliena.
所以差不多
What's your name?
30左右。
Elizabeth.
Breathe, Elizabeth. You're safe now.
Mm-hmm.
She took her.
Should have let her die.
啊？
We would all be better off without someone like her.
啊？什么事？他们是这么讨厌他干嘛？她就是个小姑娘，花了狂养可以的人。我比较想知道为什么。看起来冷静，不是老人和病怒的人能不能熬过去？会不会在大地下的在？
She's avoiding eye contact.
You should get out of this place as soon as you can.
Be assured, I will leave as soon as the storm ceases.
I don't like this.
Hold your horses. We'll see what happens.
I hope the storm spares your homes and fields.
If only we had that much left.
We still have our lives.
And our dignity.
You still have yours.
屋里都是烟火。一个小玩儿。
We don't have much, but always enough for a lost soul.
What's she doing now?
I don't know. I think she's freezing.
Eat this. You must be hungry.
Thank you. That's nice of you.
Why are you giving her soup? Dirt. That's what she deserves for dinner.
What? Do you want her to starve?
Please, don't start a fight.
首先知道伊丽莎白做了什么吧？为什么让他们这么讨厌伊丽莎白？
Oh, you're so kind. Many people would have let me die. People don't listen to me. My entourage didn't even notice they lost me.
Who?
My husband and his entourage.
A fine husband you have. I divorced my last one for less than that.
Divorced? Oh, he's just been beside himself ever since.
哦，我知道他是谁了。
Maybe now you'll understand
他
what
是
loss
难怪他们那
feels
么讨，
like
他是
and what you people are doing to us.
他是汉姆雷他老婆啊。
Stop bullying her. Can't you see she's upset?
不是，他是汉姆雷他妻子，难怪他们这么讨厌他。
How do they know you? This isn't right.
Oh, I'm used to it. I guess that's how it is when your husband holds an office like that. He has to do a lot of things people don't like. And sometimes they recognize me, too.
难怪这边的人全部都讨厌他。
Wait. Is your husband the Earl of Shiring?
I thought you knew.
William Hamley.
Oh, please don't abandon me too. I swear, I'm not. I can't.
I used to know him when I was a girl.
Really?
Why did you marry him?
My parents arranged it. And it was an honor to be picked.
What's he like now?
I loathe him with all my heart. How do you know him?
He wanted to marry me when I was your age. Apparently he likes young girls, no matter how old he gets.
You too were supposed to marry him. How come you didn't?
He was a beast. So I refused.
You refused him?
It caused a lot of misery.
Oh, you're so courageous. I wish I was like you. I can't even stand up to the servants.
Don't act like you didn't have a hand in the downfall of this land. For years he roamed across the country to raid, rape and kill.
I'm sorry.
He's no Earl. After all he's taken from us, we should take something from him too.
但我觉得也不能怪丽。
She has
对
nothing
啊，
to
跟
do
伊莎
with
白
this.
虽然说，
Don't you dare touch her.
也不能怪伊莎白
Can't
啊
you。see she's another one of his victims?
他单纯就是比较倒霉而已啊，就刚好跟这个家伙扯上关系。
Give over. She's in on it too.
Can you even imagine how it must be to be a child married to Hamley? The abuse and the humiliation every single day. I'm so sorry.
I'm crying because you know too.
Enough to know your pain.
I just don't know what to do anymore.
Tom, where the hell am I supposed to tether this horse?
瓦特，糟糕了！
It's Walter. He's looking for me.
我不想把他带去金斯布里奇，有点危险。好吧，反正他们迟早也会来打，反正他们迟早也会来打。
People will take care of you there.
我就完全就是跟他们杠上了，不管。
Walter.
You? I've not seen you in a
反正我
long
就是要
time.
打，我就完全要跟他们杠
William
上。
would be very pleased if I brought him your head.
No! Don't harm her. If it wasn't for her, I'd be dead. She saved me from the storm.
Did she now? Come on, we have to get back to the castle. We've lost too much time already.
I won't let her go back.
It's all right. You don't need to sacrifice yourself for me. Thank you for saving me and protecting me from these people.
Come on now, we need to get going. William is waiting.
是因为我的拒绝，威廉才会在接下来几年都不想结婚嘛？他那么晚结婚是因为我嘛？见到伊丽莎白后，我发现他父亲是韦茅斯哈勒德。哦，他父亲韦茅斯谁呀？他是一个富有的骑士，也是史蒂芬的拥护者。啊，哦，结婚时伊丽莎白只有14岁。沃尔人主教在夏朗大教堂里为他们主持了婚礼，每位重要人物都受邀前来参加这场盛大的宴席。伊丽莎白是个温柔的姑娘，被选作威廉的妻子应该让她感到很荣幸。真不敢想象威廉是这样对她的。想到这就更应该结束这一切。14岁，我天，没有，主要一部分也是父母吧，父母要攀关系啊。因为他父亲是骑士，然后想说看能不能攀关系嘛，毕竟他是伯爵。啊，所以可以在进入小屋，对啊，进入小屋才发现伊丽莎白。我保持沉默吗？我算保持沉默吗？好吧，算了。原来我刚刚那些选择算保持沉默吗？真微妙。有时候他这个选择的部分让我有时候感到他那个总结论让我感到很微妙。
Dear Francis, the letters I have written to you over the years surely could be bound into a book. But only you know what my words in those letters amount to. It is different with the book I have written. It has found its way into priories throughout England and beyond. Because of my book, I may have to talk to Bishop Henry. But that is not the only thing that keeps me awake tonight. Behind a wall in our crypt, Jack discovered a hidden room. We do not know who built it. But it is likely that Prior James hid there, even after he was said to have drowned. That means he was alive when we met in Kingsbridge on New Year's Day, the day of his burial. And Jack told me he saw a man in the church the night it burned down. Was that him? And if so, did he burn in the fire that night? The dust storm and the drought are taking their toll on all of us. Thanks to our town wall, we are safe from the Earl and the outlaws. We've heard of places nearby being raided. We believe the attackers were William Hamley's men. We have enough food to last us another few weeks. But life has come to a halt. Martha believes there will be rain soon. That the storm is only a harbinger of rain. I hope that she is right.
现在真的最需要就是奇迹。
Jonathan worries about my book. The Divine Soul. In Winchester, he heard that Bishop Henry was less than pleased by what I had written. I am not naive enough to pretend I do not know why. I wrote that hope is godly, and since God made each of us, hope and salvation are only to be found within ourselves. Henry sells hope, and I am giving it away for free. If the church should ask me to clarify my position, of course I shall do so. But I feel I must give our people what they need in these desperate times. And how could I write anything else if this is what I truly believe? It must be well after midnight. With you, I can be honest about what truly troubles me. Jack told me that he was responsible for the fire in Kingsbridge. I know that it was a long time ago. He told me it was an accident.
By God, save yourselves! The saint! We must save the saint! Fire! The whole roof is in flames!
My God!
Don't go in there! Adolphus! The saint! We must save him! No! No! Don't go!
And as horrible as it may sound, I cannot find it in my heart just now to forgive Jack. Maybe because this confession comes too late, and from a man who I have learned to trust. This is the truth. I should get some air, Francis. The storm has settled down. I know them by heart, but Jonathan insisted we keep them. I don't like to indulge in my own writings. Later, I need time to think. Jack is still working. He always is. A magnificent cathedral. But I would have been more than content with the old one, had it not been burned to the ground. If James died in that fire, then what happened to his remains? He was never properly buried, and that is Jack's fault.
耿耿于怀。
Hello? I thought I saw someone.
有人在那，这边也有人，都在偷东西的。
That came from the kitchen.
Oh, it's you.
You startled me.
I thought I heard something. Was that you?
No, but I heard it too. Maybe Aliena came back.
No. She's asleep. She returned a few hours ago. Damn it.
Jack.
Sorry. There's someone in the kitchen.
Yes, I think you're right.
Stay behind me. I'll go ahead.
有3个人影，所以不知道是谁。 我是要确定有3个轮椅，2个往外跑，1个跑去厨房。小孩子啊。
There's someone in here.
应该是在偷东西的。
Outlaws. They are probably just after food. I will talk to them.
All right.
他们是被我偷东西的可怕的时代，他没点去过。
Please, listen. We don't mean you harm.
Philip, be careful! Damn it! Philip, throw me a stone!
Jack, no! It's him.
谁？
Brother Marcus.
哦，
Brother Marcus.
当初被赶走那几
keys
个。
to steal food here from the kitchen. Because of me, Remigius found out. And he left. We never saw him again.
Looks like he came back.
他家不是很有钱吗？
You didn't mean for this to happen.
No, but...
What about him? Don't be afraid.
他看起来一个小孩子而已嘛。
Ah! Why did you do that, you animal? I will get the others.
No!
What?
He's just a child.
Just a child. Jack forgave the child, just like that. And I forgave him. For that was what he had been when he arrived in Kingsbridge. Just a child.
他只是个孩子啊
Who was I to judge this man for not confessing earlier what he had done? I had never told his wife, Aliena, that I was responsible for her fate, and for her father's. Even that night, when we all met, I did not dare to tell her.
The walls of Kingsbridge weren't enough anymore.
大家都有秘密。
The outlaws had found a way in. We weren't safe in our homes.
开城墙有地方有破口。
So this is what it has come to. Kingsbridge is under attack.
Why didn't Uncle Richard chase them away? Why?
Now, do not exaggerate. This is not a siege.
We only saw 2 of them, and one of them was a child.
But they almost killed you.
我只能说是政治跟干旱2个都有，我只能这样说吧。我还是先安抚大家吧。
They were just looking for food. They didn't mean any harm.
It's the drought. It destroyed all the crops. They must eat something.
Desperate or not, they're only the vanguard of a full-scale invasion.
If we had a decent Earl, the people wouldn't be starving.
It is all too easy to blame a desperate child. Forgiveness is much harder.
It is.
But forgive we must.
Can you? Forgive, I mean.
I already have.
Hamley is the reason for this. He's to blame. It's that simple.
Well, he won't be Earl for long. The Treaty of Wallingford has been signed at last. It's only a matter of time until things change.
What treaty?
Winchester is in turmoil about this right now. Stephen and Maud have signed the treaty. Maud's son, Duke Henry, is to be crowned the next king.
And, by agreement, all lands are to be returned to their previous owners.
But Stephen will continue to rule as long as he lives.
The earldom will be ours again.
It will not.
Why the bloody hell not?
Bloody hell.
Language?
No one will enforce this until Stephen is dead.
What is to be done then?
Henry II will help us. We wait until he's king and then ask for our earldom.
And if Hamley were to fight the decision, he'd have to face the king's army.
Well, if they're hungry, can't we just give them something to eat? I'll share.
We should, and we will. But there are too many to feed them all. We must do something.
Well, I cannot sit quietly and wait until Stephen dies of old age. The Treaty of Wallingford is in place. I won't wait for another 17 years. Not when I'm so close to fulfilling the promise I made to my father.
You're right, but it wasn't William Hamley who came here last night. It's the outlaws we need to worry about.
Well, what do we do about it?
Maybe there is nothing we can do but defend ourselves.
We're doing our best already. But walls alone won't do. Our guards are few and hungry.
Things will only get worse if we don't find a way to deal with Hamley.
What about his mother? I've heard that Hamley still listens to her, that she still has a say in Earl's Castle.
Yes, let's tell his mother.
If we spoke to Regan Hamley, we might not need a physical confrontation at all.
That'll never work. We have to assault them and take back our father's castle. Even if that means fighting alongside the outlaws.
I don't like either choice, to be honest.
Neither do I. So, what do you think, Alina?
他妈，我不知道他妈有没有救欸。他妈好像单词好像暂时不能行走，然后基本上是不能。国王的话，除非把他推翻吧。跟威廉、跟雷、跟汉姆雷谈，基本上你就要经过威廉那一关。威廉一定会挡在门口，你根本没有办法进去。我是觉得这是很危险的一件事。我就跟匪徒谈，或许还有机会，但是跟那个你要去找那个威廉他母亲，你威廉一定会挡在门口啊，他怎么可能让你说进去就进去？没那么简单，好不好？那讲的好像，哎，我要去看看你妈 ，OK， 没问题，哪有那么好的事啊？他现在恨不得杀了艾莲娜，好不好？
I will talk to the outlaws. Maybe we can find someone who can speak on their behalf. And if there's no one, then we will.
I'll ride with you.
You won't, Cub. Not with that leg of yours.
Your mother is right. Besides, if we all turn up, they might think we mean them harm.
我觉得要去找那个找汉姆雷谈基本上太难了，难度真的比较高。我宁愿去找匪徒，还可能还比较简单一点。
Our hopes of meeting allies on the road to Shiring were fading with every mile. The only people we saw were sitting by the side of the road, broken and starving. Shiring was riddled with death and despair. I'd heard that Wigley had just been raided by outlaws, leaving them almost entirely without cattle. Maybe someone there knew where the raiders had come from. But Calford, on the other hand, had a recent falling out with William Hamley. There was a chance that they would be quick to join our resistance. We entered the village. There was a weary young man trying to repair a roof. He pointed toward a ruined mill. Hamley's Mill, he called it, which used to have the right to grind all grain from the nearby villages. That was until a few days ago. Hamley had come to collect his share and, due to the famine, was met with empty coffers. Enraged, he'd killed the miller and had taken every last bag of flour belonging to the starving people of Calford. Many had fled into the forest, desperate for their lives.
自己爽吃，然后自己爽吃，然后放着那个放着底下的那个底下的李明不管。
As we reached Wigley, we met a farmer tending to a scrawny chicken. She told us that Hamley had claimed ownership of all their cattle. Shortly after that, the cattle vanished. Raiders had taken it, throwing William Hamley into a fit of rage. Some say they recognized the thieves, neighbors who had once lived among them. They were long believed to be among the dead. Were we really building our hopes on a pack of ghosts?
Eh, 这边还有一个亨特莱，我刚刚怎么没看到？我没看到这亨特莱。
The fields of Huntley spurred fond memories. Here, I'd negotiated my first deal to transport and sell the farmer's wool. Now, the meadows had turned to straw, and the sheep were dead. Soon, we reached Uncle Simon's abandoned hut. Our horses needed rest, so we wanted to leave them there while we looked around on foot. Then, I remembered how Richard had been kicked by the man William had paid to catch us, and the horrible sounds he'd made lying there. Inside the hut, I was startled by a hunched figure hiding in a corner, nibbling on a lump of bread. Upon seeing us, the creature's eyes widened, like those of a frightened animal. I asked him where he got bread in times like these. Was it stolen? No, I got it from the butcher. The people at Sally's quarry told me to ask the butcher, he blurted out, startled by his own voice. Mistaking our interest for greed, he wolfed down the rest of the bread. Before we could ask more, the frightened man jumped up and fled into the forest. The butcher. Was he the one we were looking for? A leader whom the downtrodden trusted and feared? Maybe we could find him at the quarry the man had mentioned. The abandoned quarry was teeming with activity. Many poor souls were gathering around a fireplace, boiling a stew from meat and turnips. It was plain to see that these people weren't held together by blood or profession, but by hunger and desperation. And by their numbers, I thought, that could make them quite dangerous. Were these outlaws? The outlaws were using a moss-covered cave and little huts as shelter. Through the cave entrance, we could see stacked crates of goods, most likely stolen. The outlaws were of varying ages and seemed almost peaceful in their little haven. Suddenly, we were startled by a shout. "Who are you?" a boy demanded with anger in his eyes. All eyes darted towards us. Their reactions were as varied as their faces. Some looked afraid, curious, and confused. Others were full of hatred and contempt. "We're not here to hurt you," I explained. "We just want to talk." "Where can I find the butcher?" I asked. Their faces expressed anger and fear. I explained that we were looking for food. They told us that the butcher was still in Monksfield, but that meat would come every couple of days. I said that wouldn't be a problem, not knowing what they meant. It looked like our path would lead us back to Monksfield.
修道士的田地。哦，这里有。
Thank you for giving me and my friend shelter the other day.
Weather's fine now, so what do you want this time?
We're looking for the butcher.
The butcher of Monksfield has long since moved away.
Damn, I can't believe it.
No need for cursing, young man. If you bring me an animal, I can prepare it for you.
Do people call you the butcher then?
Why'd you ask? What do you want?
Do you have a lot of outlaws passing by?
You don't see it in their faces, dear. But we all have been failed by the law and our leaders. Don't you agree?
I asked because we feel the same way. And we're looking for a way to make things right again.
Is that so?
We're looking to build an army, to invade Earl's Castle and kill Earl William Hamley.
Oh my. If it was that easy, someone would have done that a long time ago. The poor souls I meet, they're just simple people. They're not an army.
One of their own should lead them. Like you. You seem to take great care of your people.
In their condition, most of them can barely kill a chicken, let alone a man. These people are mothers, fathers, hard workers, yes, but they are not soldiers.
Right.
She speaks true. It is the best chance we have. This is a battle for the sake of the people of Shiring, for all of us.
It's rubbish. It's what it is.
We are offering you a chance to rid the land of Hamley, to fight for your freedom.
The last time I saw you, you showed kindness toward that young woman who was with you. I am willing to listen to a good soul, but I won't help you blindly.
That woman that was here, that you helped, that was Hamley's wife. His wife, by God. How stupid do you think we are?
Right, it's a trap.
Well, how can these people put their life at risk if they do not trust you? You are not like us.
Yeah.
I know.
If you don't help us, we will fight alone. Even with a new king, no one will come to Shiring to remove the Hamleys.
If the mighty and powerful refuse to fight this man, then why should we?
We're hungry and sick. Do we look like we can fight?
I'm not going to help you lead these people to their death. Who are you to think you can face William Hamley?
We're staying
I'm with her.
here.
We are the children of Bartholomew, Earl of Shiring.
Our father once ruled with a firm but benevolent hand. You must remember how good you had it.
Well, better than now, but that's easy.
He did have guts, though, trying to take on Stephen.
So, you are his daughter and son, you say?
Yes, all we know we learned from him.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Yeah!
Mm-hmm.
Even if we work together, Hamley is too powerful.
You ask us to sacrifice our lives for your noble cause, these people will die.
We too will make the same sacrifices. I only ask of you what I myself am willing to give. If anything happens to you, it will also happen to me.
You have noble principles, I see.
Yeah.
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 I said it before. We all have lost everything, except for our lives. We don't fight other people's battles.
But maybe this is our battle too.
My people will decide for themselves. But I will tell them that I believe that it is indeed a battle worth fighting.
I thank you.
I pray that it will be worth it.
We will all pray, and then we fight.
集结一支军队，第一批匪徒已经潜入禁制不遗。你曾经的见习修士马库斯修士也是匪徒之一。你得到的都会剥削城堡时间诺言的机会，找到匪徒的领袖，即使匪徒答应进攻你也不保证他们的生命安全，真的没办法保证生命安全啊！你要怎么保证生命安全？没可能啦！这战争欸，战争你怎么保证生命安
And
全？
so, after 17 years, I finally returned to the place I'd once called home.
让他们全部在后面摇旗呐喊，然后其他人冲前面，然后那些匪徒在后面摇旗呐喊，是不是？这样就很安全了。
There was a small army of famished outlaws hiding in the surrounding woods, waiting for my signal to attack. Led by my vengeful brother, Richard. But I had to be sure that Elizabeth was safe. The poor girl who in my stead had been doomed to become William Hamley's wife.
就保障生命安全这部分完全是干话，所以那句话，我觉得那句话我绝对不会讲。我可以保障你们的安全，在战争情况下可以保障你们，这完全就是干话，你知道吗？这座城堡原本是巴萨罗姆伯爵的父亲所建，用作夏朗伯爵的宅邸。离夏朗其实只有几里远。围绕城堡兴起的小镇以及这座城堡就一同被称为伯爵城堡。这座城堡是伯爵一家的居所。它的防御设施基本上没启用过。自从威廉汉姆雷伊武力夺取城堡后，城内和村子里所有居民都被赶了出来。如今的伯爵城堡令人闻风丧胆。自从夏朗大教堂建成后，威廉变得更加不满。有人认为他已经失去了信仰，如今只能靠抢夺饥饿的农民来满足他自己的贪婪和空虚。
Get in line and stay in line. You'll all get your chance to pay your dues to Lord Hamley, you hear? So no pushing.
哇，一堆人被吊死在外面了，太夸张了吧？哇，这怎样
Why does Lord Hamley need all that food? He's got more than enough.
Shut it, woman. Smear your face with dung and lower your head. It's the only way you get out of here alive. It's no coincidence that Hamley always asks for women to bring the tributes.
Oh, shut up. Patience, patience. Everyone will get a chance to pay their dues to Lord
大家想找一张
Hamley.
年轻的脸当挡箭牌，看起来很害怕。把所有注意
I'm just a
注
shepherd's
意到
daughter.
身上。
I have no business here.
Shut up!
Bloody beggars.
从来没对这个人抱多大希望。不过看他这样，还是会令我失望。
I want to go home.
Oi, you there. Yes, I meant you. That's a pretty face you got there. You're coming with me.
What? Leave her. Take me instead.
Well, whatever. You'll walk to the other side of the yard and talk to Walter. He'll get you settled. And don't you dare stray from the path.
太可怕了！不能走进去看，他们为此付出代价，很眼熟。
They say Lord Hamley might lose Shirem soon. What if the next Earl has us all hanged?
Calm down. None of these royals really care about this shithole.
I know those two. They used to fight for father.
What about Bartholomew's children? There's a lot of bad blood there.
Well, the boy used to fight for Stephen, but as far as I know, he ran out of coin. Now he's just a good-for-nothing playing watchman for those monks in Kingsbridge.
And the Lady Aliena?
Don't make me laugh.
Oh, I think you underestimate her. Some years back, I heard she almost cut up a priest in Winchester, put a knife to his throat, and robbed him dry. Oh, she's a fury.
And you're a sissy.
"总觉得这两个骑士很没有用，但是也觉得这两个很容易倒戈。应该蛮容易找个理由让他们。
May I interrupt?
What is it?
How can you fight for someone like William Hamley? My father was nothing like that tyrant.
Oh, dear Lord, it's you.
You always sat in your neat little keep playing hostess to his well-off guests, while the poor snuffed it just as they do now.
Well, at least William treats us as his equals, and not like pawns on aboard a nine-men's Morris.
父亲真是残忍的伯爵吗？
Was my father really that bad?
Your mother could have answered that question.
He once told me that she was very unhappy when she died.
And you never wondered why?
I'm looking for Lady Elizabeth Hamley.
She's caring for Lady Regan inside the keep.
But only Lord William and Walter are allowed to go there.
And they'll kill you if they find you there.
So you won't help me?
We've already helped you more than enough by not ratting you out.
这个很难说，就有时候外面的传言说外面流出来的那些，说不定真实性还比较高，毕竟他一直在阁楼里面。
Don't tell anyone that you saw me.
We won't, if you promise to leave now.
他父亲到底是个好魔女就很难讲。不过至少跟威廉比起来，应该比较好。
Are you done yet?
Almost. Let me just see if I took enough.
等一上班的边，他在那儿，比上次看起来累。休阿克斯。
What are you doing here? You need to leave. Don't come any closer. William has me watched.
What's taking so long?
I forgot the pork. I'll be out shortly. Wait a moment, then follow me. We don't have much time. Hugh will look for me any moment now. So why did you come?
I'm waiting!
We don't have much time.
King Stephen has declared a truce with Empress Maud. William's tyranny is over. This land might finally see peace again. That's why I'm here, to talk to his mother. But if we can't agree upon terms, I'm afraid we will have to take Earl's Castle by force. There's an army of outlaws hiding in the woods waiting for my signal.
Will people die?
Not if I can prevent it.
You need to save Lady Regan first.
I will, if you agree to leave right now.
Is that a promise?
It is.
All right, I will try to sneak off then.
Hurry up in there! Or do you want me to come in and pull you out?
I need to go. Maybe Walter can take you to Lady Regan.
Walter? William's dog?
Don't call him that. He's not as bad as people say he is. William won't allow me to talk to him anymore. Now Lady Regan is all I have left. Please, please be careful.
I will. Thank the Lord she made it through. Now, I have to find Regan Hamley.
伊莎好像很信任华尔兹，我误会他了吗？
Elizabeth claims you aren't such a bad person after all.
Am I not? Have you forgotten that I killed your family steward?
You got problems over there, Walter?
I would be a better ruler than my father. I know my father wasn't always a good and just person. He killed, just as William does. But I would fight to be better. I would listen to the needs of this land's people.
What are you saying?
Have a heart.
So, you think I'm a nice bloke? And you think this is enough to convince me that you'd be a better ruler than anyone who came before you? Don't make me laugh. Hugh! What?
If you help me, we might be able to prevent a bloodbath. Let us end this in peace.
I don't believe you. But it's not up to me to judge these things. I'll take you to Lady Hamley. She'll decide. My lady?
Elizabeth.
She's not here, but there's someone else to see you. The Lady Aliena of Shiring.
The Lady Aliena. When did that bitch become nobility again?
I'm sorry for
但是问题是以奖杯来说，他奖杯不满10%除非有，所以很难说。他的奖杯达成率不到10%。
I'm certain you've heard about the treaty the king made with Duke Henry at Wallingford Castle.
I have. I have also heard that it's a muddled mess.
It is a complicated deal indeed, but one that will end the war. And one that makes my family the rightful owners of this earldom once more.
Only by word. There's no one who would come to enforce this, not even the king.
Don't you see what your son is doing to the land? Soon there won't be an earldom left to rule for anyone.
That's a lie. My William is a better earl than your father ever was. To think that I once wanted to marry my good William into a family like yours. Not a day goes by when I am not glad that God saved us from that horrible fate. And that he sent that monk to Bishop Waleran to unveil your father's evil plan.
What monk?
That prior of Kingsbridge. Philip of Gwynedd.
What?
Where is my Elizabeth? Why is she not here?
所以伊丽莎白最后还是知道那个菲利普的事。
I promised your son's wife that I'd make certain you'd be safe.
Safe from what? From a pack of impotent monks?
I have an army outside the gates, ready to attack.
What?
Get Elizabeth. I want her at my side when the fighting starts.
She's gone.
Gone? What do you mean? Gone where?
I told her to leave Earl's castle. She suffered enough under your son.
William didn't lay a finger on her.
He did. More than once, milady.
That is a lie.
It's up to you if this ends in a bloodbath or not.
Oh!
It's all up to you.
In the name of the true Earl of Shiring, make them suffer!
They're coming.
Mother? Mother, we're being attacked.
What's going on here? What's that bitch doing here?
She's trying to.
肥嘟嘟哎。
She's trying to take everything.
Is she? Is she now?
Leave it.
Shut up, old man.
他那个肚子的脂肪顶不住一把刀吗？
No, you brought this on yourself.
You bloody traitor!
他肚子那么多脂肪，竟然捅不进去啊
！Men, you will pay. You will all pay for this.
他大概是连华尔特也看不下去。 就是蠢到一直被沃尔特玩弄在他。如果他没有蠢到一直相信沃尔特的话，应该就不会有事。
Now we tell his men.
就被那个被某个主教一直玩，一直当主教的棋子。
Stop! Stop fighting! Drop your weapons immediately!
Behold the banner of the new Earl of Shiring!
伯爵应该是他弟弟，他弟弟当伯爵。
Everyone, listen! Lord Hamley is dead! The castle now belongs to the former Earl's family again.
What? You're shitting us!
It was the King's wish.
Who killed him?
He died because he refused to hand over Earl's Castle peacefully. It's time that he is succeeded by a just and true leader.
He died by my hand. My name is Lady Aliena of Shiring. I'm the daughter of Bartholomew, the former Earl of these lands. I've been tasked to end the tyranny of William Hamley and restore order to Shiring.
Our occupation of Shiring has been made unlawful. Every attack on us is sanctioned by the King of the English.
So what will happen to us then?
I shall tell the King that William Hamley forced you to do his bidding. That every atrocity done to the people of Shiring was his doing and his alone.
You will get your chance for redemption by helping the people of Shiring recover from your own cruelty, and by rebuilding their homes and tending to their fields.
Ali, I know that you're a much better leader than I. Without you, we would never have come this far. You never hesitated with swearing and fulfilling the oath to follow. In the end, I will be the Earl in name only, but you shall be the true ruler.
Don't say that. We'll do it together.
Let's discuss this later. I owe you a lot, Ali.
不要当伯爵，感觉好累哦。
The tyranny of William Hamley is
当伯爵
over.
感觉好累，不要。
The earldom of Shiring belongs to its rightful heir.
还是两个一起统治好了，要不然当伯爵好累哦。一个人，我觉得阿琳娜已经够惨了，不要再让他为了伯爵的事情不要让他为了伯爵的事情在那个，让他分担一点吧。国王亨利二世经与所有男爵商议，同时为了履行瓦林福德条约，特此宣布，夏朗及其管辖内每个城镇都将归还原来的主人，即史蒂芬国王当政前的主人。根据条款中主权的规定，夏朗之位应由前任伯爵巴萨罗穆的子女继承，因此夏朗的理查将在正式就职典礼中被任命为伯爵。哦，所以这边其实可以选择，可以选择让艾莲娜当伯爵，但是我觉得这样好累算。
What is it? Why are they laughing?
You can send a messenger if you want, but there won't be much of a prior left when he arrives.
Ali, what's going on?
啊，沃尔特，哇，他。沃尔特带兵好，应该是沃尔特了。他应该应该有带一部分人去打那个祭司布里希。
The Pope believes we should either burn him or make him Bishop of Kingsbridge.
I have already taken matters into my own hands.
就这两个也很会搞事，这两个。
My men arrested him while Kingsbridge was left unguarded.
While his friends took Earl's Castle?
Yes.
At least in his death, William Hamley was of use to you.
所以威廉一直到现在都不知道，他一直被这两个主教一直在玩弄在手掌间。结局哦。
Look at all these people. It seems like they're enjoying themselves.
They never change. You drooling dogs should be ashamed!
Shut up, you old hag!
Ellen?
I'm not feeling well.
I'll stay with you. Go ahead. We'll come after you. Quick! You can't be too late.
Is your mother ill?
It's not that. This is where they hanged my father.
要审判那个，这就是那个当初结束的那一幕。
The trial begins. The judges, brother of Stephen, King of the English, the Right Reverend Bishop Henry of Winchester, Her Highness the Countess Lady Aliena of Shiring, presiding over the trial, the Right Reverend Bishop of Shiring and Kingsbridge, Wailerun Bygod.
只要把沃尔伦杀人、栽赃杀人的事搞出来，他就不再是主教了。他就不再是主教了。
We have gathered here today
今天祷告，今天应该是要把
before the
沃
eyes
尔伦
of
拱
God
出来，要把沃尔伦
to
拱出来。
accuse one of our own.
他就不
He
再是名
wrote
正
in
言顺
his
的主
book
教。
that the church and the papacy are not necessary as intercessors between God and man. That God is in man. That all men are equal. And that each sinner is as close to our Lord as the Pope himself. Now, we ask God for his judgment. For his is the kingdom, the power, and the glory. Not ours, and not yours. You stand accused of heresy. Philip of Gwynedd, how do you plead? Answer!
Prior, respond to Bishop Wailerun.
I am not guilty.
Your teachings speak another language. Guilty, I say.
I am deeply saddened. It may come as a surprise to you, but we had hoped to make you Bishop of Kingsbridge. Why has it come to this, Philip?
In part, I am to blame. I supported Philip in his early years. I demand that Philip be removed from his position of prior immediately.
No!
And that he remain in captivity until such time that Shiring and all of England have healed from the poisonous words he has dispersed.
No!
What? Yes? Do you not agree with the Church as well, my lady?
In what way exactly are Philip's teachings heretical?
Philip of Gwynedd has said that each of us is in part of a godly nature, for God has made us in his image. Therefore, he claims that none of us, not he, not the bishops, not even the Pope, is closer to God than any other man or woman.
Heresy! Christ made his apostle Peter his first pope. He and us, his church, hold the keys of the kingdom of heaven.
the Bible also tells us, let a man be known by his actions. Philip made Kingsbridge into a prosperous place for its people and for the church you claim he disrespects.
That is true, Lady Aliena.
Yes. Let a man be known by his actions. Call in Remigius.
The Prior of Shiring, Father Remigius.
My bishop.
Tell the court, Remigius, what you have told me.
For many years, I served as sub-prior of Kingsbridge. First for Prior James, then for the accused.
What was your first impression of him?
I was offended by his bluntness and accusations during the chapter discussions.
What else?
Prior Philip did not hesitate to give refuge to the people fleeing Earl's Castle in the winter that our king died.
Is that not a good deed? A true Christian act?
You do not know him as well as you think you do, Lady Aliena. Today, that will change.
Then, on the day of our first Fleece Fair, we were attacked.
I heard. It was terrible.
I tried to soothe the woman's pain by reading the scripture to her. Our master builder's wife tried to put a spell on her with poisonous herbs.
And Philip intervened?
Yes. He pushed me aside and gave the woman poison.
It is worse than I thought.
It was no poison.
And then there was the day the Virgin Mary's statue arrived in Kingsbridge. I did not believe it was a miracle.
当然还活着，那不是毒药。啊，当时的就是神学至上，所有医学跟科学都是异教，神学至上。
Well, I soon realized it was a true miracle, but Philip did not.
哦，转得好硬啊！
He was only after the money people donated at the Virgin's Shrine. That is why I left.
哇，直接当众说谎，给转超硬的这个，哇，真的说谎不打草稿，讲话不脸红，说谎都不脸红的，好不好
？You have not told us about something very important.
Yes. Philip has fathered a child.
哇，这真的是说谎都不脸红的。
And he raised him in the priory.
He is guilty.
哇，当着
Jonathan of Kingsbridge, step forward.
这当众说谎，这说的也是太那个太夸张了。
This is preposterous.
Is it?
Is this true? Are you Philip's son? Answer the question, Jonathan of Kingsbridge.
I have no father.
Everyone has a father.
That may be. But if Philip was my father, he would have told me.
How do you know he did not lie to you?
Speak. Philip would never lie. He told me that I was found in the woods.
In the woods? Is this true, Philip? Or are you lying? Well, you told the story so many times.
My brother found him.
Your brother? The brother whose master you betrayed?
What are you talking about?
Philip tried to involve me in a conspiracy against his brother's master, Earl Robert of Gloucester. And his ally, Earl Bartholomew, your father, Lady Aliena. Philip took in all those refugees years ago because he was to blame for their fate, as he was for yours when you lost your father and your earldom. That, Lady Aliena, is the man you are trying to protect. Well?
I know that he is a troubled man. We've all had to make hard decisions. Decisions that seemed right at the time. When indeed, they were terrible mistakes.
应该说，我当初没想到沃尔伦
I am
居然是个
thankful that
反，
I was
居然是个
forgiven when
背
I
骨
made a
的。
mistake. Now I forgive him.
干沃尔伦的这是一个背骨嘞。
Let us now return to the problem at hand.
这
There
会
is a
被他
man
引导
who
了。
witnessed how Jonathan was found in the forest. A man who can shed light on who Jonathan's father really is.
有啊。
And who is that?
My husband.
Step forward. What is your name?
He is the master builder of Kingsbridge.
Is he now?
Have you lost your courage?
No, I have not. You know well why it would be hard for me to face you.
杀父仇人。
They call me Jack, after my father. My name is Jack Jackson.
Yes, we have met before.
杀父仇人就在眼前。
How old were you when you allegedly saw Jonathan as a child in the woods?
12. But I know what I saw. Philip told the truth.
You were a child. And what were you doing there, in the woods?
I was living in the forest, with my mother.
They were outlaws.
Prior Remigius is the most trustworthy witness we've seen today, and his statement was quite damning to Philip.
哦，因为他是
The
因为是自
distant
己人
memories
嘛，
of an
讲话
outlaw
讲话当然
child
嫌
cannot
弃呢。
convince me otherwise.
他现在就仗着就是，他现在就仗着就是那个嘛。
And yet, Lady
他现在仗着
Aliena
是
is
这边
right.
全部都是我们的人嘛，对
We
不
do
对？
not
我当然
know
要说
enough
谎
to
说
judge him as
说谎
harshly
说到
as you proposed, Bishop Waleran.
You are right, Bishop Henry. As I said, it is not up to us to judge this man. Philip of Gwynedd has pleaded innocent, but how innocent is he? We ask God for his judgment. As Bishop of Kingsbridge and Shiring, I demand an ordeal by fire.
This is madness!
Philip of Gwynedd will be tried and judged at the stake. If he is innocent, God will save him from the flames. If he is not, then he will burn as the heretic and sinner God has declared him to be.
No! Waleran, by God! Not this time.
It's her.
I saw the child and Francis. I was there. Philip is not the child's father. He is a fool, but he is a good man.
Then, who is the father?
Tom Builder.
They are all in this together. This woman is a witch and an outlaw, living in sin with a thief.
反正就是，
He was hanged in
反正
Shining
是
30 years
不
ago.
符合我的言论，全部打成
He
匪
was
徒
not，
你们全部都是
a thief.
匪徒，匪徒的话
He
不
was
可
a
信。
good man. You've murdered him, Waleran, by God.
What is this
只有神
nonsense?
说的话可以信，匪徒
He
说的话
was
都不
a
可信。
thief. He stole a golden
啊
chalice and，
好啦，
melted
你自
it
己说
down
喽
and，sold it.
这是你自己说出来的哦。
Chalice.
The chalice of the Eucharist.
哦，沃尔伦自己爆了，沃尔伦自己爆了。
He
好，
stole it from the
今天
cathedral
只要
of
把圣杯
Kingsbridge.
拿出来就好玩了。
Sacrilege.
Yes, Prior James of Kingsbridge caught him red-handed.
Prior
直接拿
James
出来，
confessed
直
to
接
me
拿
the
出来
night
的
the
话，他们
cathedral
会说
burned
是他偷
down.
的，所以这边要先演一场戏。
I was there. I saw him.
Prior James died weeks before that.
No, he did not.
What proof do you have? Is that the chalice? You said it was melted down and sold.
Fall not for their lies. That could be any chalice. This does not prove a thing.
Where did you find
哦，
this
害怕
chalice?
了，讲话在抖了。
In a secret chamber. We believe Prior James hid it because he felt guilty for falsely accusing Jack's father.
Bishop Henry, he speaks the truth.
Order! I will give you until sunset to produce a witness who can prove your accusations against Bishop Waleran. Not just this chalice. If you fail to do this, I will make sure you are tried for defamation. Philip of Gwynedd, you will stay under arrest. The trial recommences at sunset.
一定要让沃尔伦死，一定要让沃尔伦吊死。应该找
We
得
need
到
a witness.
应该找得到院长。
What are you doing there?
I've seen you draw up plans for a cathedral. Maybe we can do something similar to find our witness. Let's see. Your father.
He looks just like you.
My grandmother said he did.
And Bishop Waleran. What are the connections? Maybe, by exploring them, we can find a
我应该说，为什
witness.
么沃尔伦要陷害杰克他父亲？这中间这个点。
Bishop Waleran is at the center of all this. Jack's father. If he was still with us, he could be our witness.
Maybe he still can. Mother says Waleran was behind my father's death.
And she said he wasn't alone. There were 3 men responsible for your father's death. Bishop Waleran, Percy Hamley, back then he was the Sheriff of Shiring, and Prior James of Kingsbridge.
现在已经死了2个，剩下沃尔伦还活。
If they were all there, then they were all witnesses.
And only Waleran's still alive.
Hardly a coincidence. Why would these 3 men work together to
对
falsely
啊，
accuse your
这才
father?
为什么？为什么他要联手陷害他父亲？这才是重点。
He was on the white ship. No one survived that night. No one lived to tell the story.
Yes. He was the sole survivor.
所以白船事
And then
件，
they killed him. But why?
所以他们打一开始就应该就是支持另一个国王，然后呢，为了杀死亨利国王的继承者，也就是王子，所以策划了白船事件，然后让那个什么啊，那时候史蒂芬下船的时间太过刚刚好，导致白船沉没的时候，史蒂芬没事。也就是说，这整件事情都是史蒂芬为了让亨利的继承人死亡，但是好死不死，刚好杰克他父亲活着，成了唯一白船事件下的幸存者，所以他们用这个方式把杰克的父亲害死，只有这个可能性。
And what about the ship? Now, what about Prior James? William Hamley's father?
If my father had not come to England, none of this would have happened.
Perhaps.
Or maybe it would have happened to someone else.
That's true. Waleran would have hurt others. He's responsible for all this. And we'll prove that.
Why would Waleran, Percy, and James be concerned about the White Ship?
The son and heir of King Henry was on board. So were other possible heirs and other members of the royal household. I heard that Stephen was supposed to be on the ship as well, but became ill. He was the only male heir. The only threats were the king's daughter Maud and her half-brother Earl Robert, and they've been at war ever since.
And your father, Earl Bartholomew. He was a threat. He tried to stop Stephen and paid for that with his life. Maybe my father saw something on the White Ship. Proof that Stephen was involved.
What about the king?
Stephen always claimed that it had been God's will that he was not on that ship. That he remained as the only male heir.
That wasn't God. I bet Stephen had a hand in the sinking of the ship.
Now imagine what would have happened if he had learned that someone survived. Someone who might have seen what really happened that night. If Stephen was responsible for the sinking of the White Ship, then he may have wanted the only witness of what really happened to disappear.
But he wouldn't have done it himself, of course.
No.
If the White Ship is involved, then it's likely that Waleran was told by King Stephen to murder your father.
But he was not king back then. Why would Waleran listen to him?
He was promised to become bishop.
Of course.
Remember, Bishop Henry is Stephen's brother, and back then he was already one of the most influential clerics in all of England.
But if Bishop Henry is in on all this, what chance do we have to turn this trial around?
It is a public trial. All we want is for Philip to go free. We find a witness to expose Waleran. Henry would have to play along to appear innocent.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
It's our best shot.
但是要怎么找到证人？这要怎么找到证人？哎，詹姆斯院长可能还活着。
Do you think the king told James to arrest my father?
No. I find it much more likely that James was instructed to frame your father by Waleran, his superior. As Archdeacon, Waleran was much more involved in politics than James would have been.
James was the prior of Kingsbridge.
That's where they say your father stole the chalice, melted it and sold it.
But we know that's not true.
As we found it, Philip recognized the chalice.
But Bishop Henry wants a witness. The chalice isn't enough.
所以唯一看能不能运气好。
But it's an important lead for us.
把詹姆斯找出来。
I think we're getting closer.
James claimed that your father had stolen the chalice and sold it. But instead, James himself hid it in Kingsbridge, in the crypt.
We found his scourge in a bed down there.
That secret chamber is important.
We're close.
Everyone thought Prior James was dead, that he broke into the ice. And now we know he was hidden away.
Why did his monks believe he was dead?
Sub-Prior Remigius told everyone he had found James' rosary by the river. So everyone thought the body had been washed away. They buried an empty casket.
But how is Remigius involved?
Philip told me that Remigius was there when Waleran made Philip prior. Waleran and Remigius knew each other.
That explains why Waleran later made Remigius prior of Shiring.
And Remigius recognized my mother when we arrived in Kingsbridge. He must have been there at the time my father was arrested. I think Remigius knows all about this.
Is it possible that Waleran told Remigius to make Prior James disappear when James began to talk about what they'd done?
When James started talking to the devil.
But for some reason, Remigius hid him away. But Waleran never knew. Yes, that explains why he really didn't believe you. When you said you had seen James in the fire.
Where James died after all. And Remigius thought no one knew.
We have to find Remigius. He's our witness.
Let's hurry. It's getting dark already. The trial will continue soon.
People know you two. You shouldn't walk around shiring like that.
He's right.
I'll go look for him.
All right. Take care of yourself. And Jonathan.
Yes?
We will talk later about what was said today. About Tom.
All right. Remigius. Now where are you?
他父亲是谁？他在哪？对，好问题，他在哪？但是为什么是？
Brothers?
What is it?
Have you seen the Prior of Shiring, Remigius?
We have not. And now step back, brother. We must be done by nightfall. No one may approach the pyre.
Why not?
Bishop Henry's orders.
All right.
这为什么是算他们可能觉得詹姆斯应该死了吧
They're all gone.
他们可能觉得詹姆斯应该死了，找詹姆斯没有意义了。可能死在詹姆斯，有可能也是死在大火里面的吧。
Everyone left for the trial, it seems.
所以唯一能找的是雷米基尔斯。但是雷米基尔斯会翻供吗？我是觉得现在是他现在出来指控，等于是翻供了，你知道吗
Hello?
Do you want to go in, Father?
No, not yet. Thank you.
Are you not with Prior Philip?
Yes, I am.
I pray they'll set him free.
He's a good man.
He is a heretic!
You're fools! Look at yourselves! Who are you to judge a man who has never hurt anyone?
Forgive them, Father.
We don't judge him, but God will!
哦，看到雷米基尔斯。
Remigius? I don't think he's here. Wait, was that him? I think I saw him.
跑到圣乔这里去了。跟沃尔伦的那个跟班。
Hello? The door's open. Is anyone there?
You had one task.
By God! No!
Our bishop is very displeased.
No! What are you doing?
I'm doing what is asked of me.
Stop it!
要杀人灭口啊！对啊。
No, stay away. This does not concern you. No.
为什么这边门会
Who told you to do this?
No one.
沃尔伦，不用想到是沃尔伦了，自己摔死，他自己摔死了，好吧，算了，自己摔死就算了。 雷米基的思想，有没有想过他要被灭口？
Why did he do this to you?
那手突然就摔下去了，见鬼
Tell you. I will tell everyone.
他为什么突然摔下去啊？喂 ，Why?
Do you have a witness?
Father Remigius, Prior of Shiring.
不过既然都要差点被灭口
Where
了，
is Timothy?
然后差点要被灭口了，当然就他们就倒戈了。哇，你不
Bishop Waleran wanted the jongleur Jacques Cherbourg dead. He ordered our Prior James to frame him. And so he did.
This is a lie!
Is it?
James lost his mind because of what he did for you. He was about to tell everyone the truth. And then you ordered me to kill him.
Nonsense.
Let him speak.
I couldn't do it. I hit him, but he died in the fire. Jack saw him. It was him. I found the bones after the fire, and I buried them.
哦，真的被烧死了。
You should put an end to this, Henry.
哦哟，
You really should.
哎呦，怕被拱出来哦，哎呦。
You should stop this for your own sake. You knew about all this.
Why would I care if that jongleur lived or died?
Your brother cared. The jongleur survived the sinking of the White Ship. He saw how your brother's men killed the king's family so that he could take the throne.
哇，你直接拱，你自己讲出来了。
This is preposterous.
你直接讲出来啊，认真。
Bishop Henry and King Stephen ordered us to kill the man.
现在怎样？要死的人死是不是？没戏，哪个是会细节的拖起来
You want the truth? That's the truth.
一个拖一个耶。
Right there.
It is not.
一个拖一个怎样？
Waleran is a liar.
Regan Hamley.
Who is she?
为什么威廉他母亲又跑出来
I have waited long enough for this day. It is time I raise my voice.
现在大家要现在是一锅端的。
She spoke the truth. 3 men were responsible for the death of the jongleur. James, the prior of Kingsbridge. The sheriff, my husband, Percy Hamley. But it was Waleran who was behind it. And only Waleran.
No!
He had heard rumors about the White Ship.
该还的都还出来了。
He had hoped to win the king's favor by hanging an innocent man.
But it was not just me. They all knew.
Take him away.
连环爆哎啊！这真是连环大爆炸。
This is for taking my husband's life.
It was Waleran.
然后雷根出来，当然就是那个啊，雷根出来就是因为沃尔伦下毒杀了那个。
Yes, it's over.
杀了那个杀了汉姆那个。
Thank you, Lady Hamley.
杀了她老公，所以他才出来爆料。
The Pope would agree. This trial is not over. Philip pleaded not guilty, but he challenged the teachings and the authority of the Church. The ordeal of fire will take place. To show that the Church is not above God. To show that my brother, the King of the English, is not above God. Not we, but God shall judge this man.
This is madness!
No! He can't do this!
Philip! No! You cannot do this!
This is now a matter of the church, Lady Aliena. My brother, the king, and I accepted the traitor Waleran into our midst. We were fools and sinners, even if we did not know. I pray that our Lord will save Philip from these flames. For his salvation
一定会
shall
下
be
雨，我
salvation
猜会
for
下雨。
all
你
of
看
us
天，
sinners.
你看天上的乌云还蛮多的，我猜会下雨，会刚好下雨把火浇熄。
Light the pyre!
My God, there must be something we can do.
Stop this madness!
要不然就是菲利普就这样你的便当，不然就是很不文明的、啊，你没办法啊。就那时候对宗教的，那时候还没到工业革命，所以那时候真的宗教凌驾于任何东西之上，宗教凌驾于任何东西之上。啊，真的被烧了，好吧，没办法。结果菲利普还是没救回来，对啊，应该还是没救回来。这谁啊？也不确定啊，他只是说他被处以火刑，但是也没说后续啊，现在还没有办法说死。他说他被处以了火刑，但是后续没有说他到底是有没有被烧死。但是我觉得天上那个云有点该怎么说，有点厚，就该怎么讲？对啊，真的应该就刚好下雨啊，绝对是菲利普活下来了。 一定是刚好下雨，就是它火烧的时候刚好下雨，因为上面的云有点厚，然后刚好下雨把火浇熄，就刚好就是那种你要审判的时候，因为之前有说嘛，之前马赛有说，风暴来袭之后会下雨，风暴来袭之后会下雨，我想应该是要为了验证这句话，风暴来袭之后一定会下雨。 所以那时候风暴不是停了吗？风暴停了之后，当然就是后面就是接着要下雨。然后那时候菲利普的审判又刚好在那个准备要下雨的那个阶段。乔纳森当现在乔纳森当院长哦，现在乔纳森当院长。
Ah, Philip.
It is so good to see you, Jonathan.
Tell me, how are things at St. John in the Forest?
Francis is well.
That is wonderful.
Yes, he enjoys the life there. You look worried, Jonathan.
Well, you have a visitor. He just arrived.
Is that not a good thing, Jonathan? Who is it?
That is just it. I wasn't sure if you wanted to see him.
会不会是雷米吉尔斯啊？该做坏事的都，该死的都出来死。毕竟这是
It has been a long time.
Ah.
沃伦。
Yes, it has.
居然是沃伦。
I had to know.
Know what?
The truth is, I never saw God or the devil. Have you?
Oh Lord, deliver us from evil. Our Father, who art in heaven,
My God,
hallowed be
there
thy
must
name.
be something we can
Thy
do.
kingdom
Stop
come,
this
thy will be done on earth as it is
Are
in
you
heaven.
blind? Do you not know that a fire will burn any man, no matter who he is?
Why are you doing this?
After Wayland's words, there is doubt in their hearts about my motives, about my brothers. No words can erase that doubt, but God can. Our Lord is a cleansing fire.
为了巩固位置，又利用上帝吗？哎，不是，为了巩固地位，利用上帝。
He's still alive. It's a miracle. He is among us. God is here.
啊？这个我还以为是下雨，结果竟然出现了我无法理解的事情。
It's all a matter of perspective.
We have to stop this!
No, Jack.
啊，是这样。
My God.
No, but that's what they see. That's what they believe.
哦，里面有水哦。
The water. It's dousing the flames.
在里面放水哦。
It's a trick.
To them, it's a miracle.
居然是机关。
The justice of our church. I believe Philip understands that now. His book will be destroyed. If you or your friends ever mention the white ship again, I promise you will take Philip's place.
为了那个而已。
And God will not be as forgiving.
就算是一个
Their
协议吧。
faith in you and your church is restored. I say it was worth sparing that monk's life.
就只是为了封口。
Promise me that
算是一个
Wayland will suffer.
协议封口，就当我表面上做个样子，然后让他活着，避免他在白船之间的拱出来。史蒂芬国王的位置也站不住。
Did you see God? Did he save you that night?
我觉得给欧尔伦弄个希望吧，就不讲了。
Wayland needed to find him himself, so I did not tell him.
这完全就是一个天大的嘲讽哦！我是真，哇，当时怎么可能有人敢写这种书啊
Philip! Did you walk all the way again?
Just part of it.
Old fool.
Ellen stayed in Kingsbridge. I thought I had lost God, that he did not watch over us. But now I see him every day. He is in the good we do, in how we show our love. Jack's hands had become rough, his hair grey, but his eyes still burned bright like hot coals.
It's good to see you.
Aliena's gaze could be as stern as her father's had been, but her heart and wit made her a leader people did not follow out of fear, but out of respect and loyalty.
Jonathan told us you had a visitor.
Just an old friend.
What do you think of this window?
Jonathan came to look more and more like his father, Tom. As Prior of Kingsbridge, he is also a builder of sorts.
I use mostly warm colours. What good are the large windows if it feels cold?
Sally is as stubborn and as gifted as her parents. It is her stained glass windows the light is falling through. She has children of her own now.
And I'd like to show you the plans for the new cloister.
Tommy will be the next master builder and is as silent as his grandfather was. Once I heard him admonish his father to be more serious at work. Jack only smiled. He knew Tommy was right. Martha stayed in Kingsbridge as well. She was always there for every one of us.
所以玛莎真的跟汤米跟那个结婚了吗？
Why don't you ask him yourself?
Is the church done now?
It will never be done. Not in my lifetime. Not in yours.
Remember us for what we did, for who we were, and maybe for what we tried to be.
真的跟理查结婚了吗？我还蛮好奇的。
And when you turn your eyes to our cathedral, maybe you will see
因为我下礼拜才会
yourself.
没想到这边就结束。第3本应该写的比较少，内容写的比较少。圣殿春秋，圣殿春秋。 结果其实从头到尾都是都是沃尔伦自己自爆，真的。如果当初他什么事都不做，不要下令雷米基尔斯去杀了詹姆斯，然后也不要在后面又对在后面又要把雷米基尔斯灭口，然后还有把伯西汉姆雷灭口，他现在还稳稳的坐在那边，你知道吗？就是完全就是他自作，我这从头到尾都是沃尔伦自己自作自受，对啊，他还活着，毕竟他不是他自己下的手，所以就没有接受上帝的审判嘛，不是他自己亲自下的手。 好吧，剩的时间也不多了，算了，就这样吧，就下礼拜再来玩那个。下礼拜就可以再来就来玩，好，先玩到这边，晚安了，拜拜。